What is good, everyone? Welcome to another video. It's your boy Jason from the Lock Talk, and let's go talk some locks. We got an exciting Thursday night football game. I'm not saying that lying or anything. I think this is actually going to be a really, really good game. We're going to talk about this game, the Denver Broncos against the New Orleans Saints. Two teams that, they kind of been on the radar, especially the Saints in the first opening. Now they're 2-4. What a change in the Broncos. I don't think anyone expected them to even be 3-3. So let's talk about this game, man. But before I do go off, smash that like button, subscribe, help me out, man. I'm only up here to give you guys all these gems. So giving your support always motivates me to come back here each and every day. I usually post Monday to Friday. Usually the weekends I take off, really for premium. And on the premium side, we did it again, man. Another blowout winner for the WNBA, man. We had an amazing game. Courtney Williams over 18.5 points and assists. Even people that came in late, over 19.5 points and assists. She cashed, got us 20 altogether. I've been absolutely killing WNBA, and NBA is back next week. So you already know what the deal is, man. We're going to absolutely destroy the basketball season. It's my best sport, along with football, UFC, MLB, but I only focus on certain sports because I am very competent in all of them. Wait until you see NBA. You guys are going to love it. So let's go straight into it, man. I mean, let me set the stage for this entire game. I mean, the total's at 37. Game spreads around 2.5, 3. Depends on what book you're looking at, but we see the total as low as 36.5 here as well. So very tough game, man. I mean, we're going to be playing in New Orleans, which is positive. It's going to be in a dome, so we don't have to worry about like weather, how cold it gets, etc., etc. But there's a low emphasis and expectation for a low-scoring game. Defensive game. Both teams may struggle to get to the end zone, but let's go talk about, let's see. Overall, I'll say Denver's fourth quarter production. The last few games, they found success in late, particularly in the fourth quarter. In week 6, they scored 16 points in the fourth quarter alone against the Chargers. Of course, the Chargers are not the same level as the Saints, I think, defensively. Obviously, we've seen the Saints give a ton of points to the Buccaneers last game. I mean, Baker Mayfield absolutely dusted these guys. But we talked about the Denver Broncos offense, how they've been doing late. Saints, on the other hand, have kind of fallen off a cliff. They were probably the hottest team along with the Vikings to start the season off, and now they're going to be involved with some key weapons, man. I mean, Chris Olave looks like he's out. Kamara looks like he's a little banged up. New Orleans has failed to score more than 20 points in their last 4 games, reinforcing the likelihood that this may be a low-scoring affair for them at least. Broncos, overall, also, they've been an insanely good pressure team when it comes to blitzing and pressure rate. Their pressure rate suggests that, both quarterbacks, particularly the Saints, because they're also missing Derek Carr, could struggle under duress and increase the likelihood of turnovers, no third down conversions, etc., etc. I mean, we can take a look against the Buccaneers, how they did. I mean, Denver beat the Bucs, and then New Orleans got absolutely smoked. So I did say in their last 4 games they got under 20. They actually scored over 20 in this one. But overall, man, I mean, the Saints, they were ranked, at one point much better on defense. Now they're 23rd ranked. Obviously, games like with a 51 on the other side does not help. But overall, I'll say this. The Saints, they've been pretty good at preventing red zone efficiency, third down conversions. I mean, they've been okay, but they've kind of fallen off a cliff, man. It's kind of crazy. But let's see. Let me go take a look at some of the things. So I do think this game's a little bit tough to call. Obviously, Denver Broncos are with a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. They're also with some of their own injuries as well. They'll be likely without their best quarterback, Patrick Surtain, and Patrick Surtain not being there will definitely hurt the secondary. But their defense, I mean, that Broncos defense is one of the best defenses in the game, in my opinion. I mean, I talked about it in my last video with about the Jets. I mean, just take a look at that, scoring 4th overall, 1st in red zone efficiency, third down conversions, 19th, pretty much the league average. But rushing, passing yards allowed, very, very good, man. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the defensive side. But the Broncos have been up and down, man. Record of 4-2 at the spread. But yeah, I think the absence of Patrick Surtain may hurt them in the secondary. But we'll see if they can get some pressure onto the rookie quarterback of the Saints, or the new quarterback that's going to be replacing Derek Carr. I think there's a chance that he may have some problems. And Spencer Rattler, I'll be honest, I mean, he's definitely prone to getting sacked, giving up an interception. Obviously, not having Chris Olave is huge, but he does have other weapons. And if Kamara, for some reason, cannot play that well, I mean, that's also another factor to consider. So I'm interested to see how they utilize Kamara if he's actually that banged up. And, without Chris Olave, who steps up for the Saints team, who looked super hot to start the year, man. But, I do think there's some other players that can stand up. I mean, that can step it up. Juwan Johnson on the Saints side, the tight end, he could probably do pretty well. But I'll also say on the Denver side, I do think Bo Nix is in a prime position to have a decent game. I mean, he has some pretty good weapons. I mean, the Saints' pass defense has been struggling. They rank 29th in the NFL, allowing 255.6 yards of passing per game. And that's the fourth worst in the league. They've allowed huge top-tier quarterbacks like Mahomes, obviously Baker Mayfield, et cetera, to really even crush it. Even Dak Prescott did a decent job against them. So 5.6 quarterbacks. The New Orleans Saints have allowed a lot of yards too. Let's see how Bo Nix does here. Obviously Bo Nix, he has a lot to prove. It's his first year as a rookie quarterback, but I mean, he's done pretty well, man. I don't dislike him. I also say this: the Saints, their defense, at least their pass rush defense, has been that good. I mean, they rank 19th in quarterback pressure rate, giving quarterbacks some time to throw. So that's positive for Bo Nix. Obviously, on the other side, I like where we're obviously talking about that Denver defense. I do think, Rattler will have a little bit more time to throw. Obviously, the missing of Patrick Surtain, keep on saying it, will, obviously affect them. But I will say this, the Saints' own secondary is banged up as well. So I think Bo Nix will be able to find the mark and get some passes through, to be honest. So let me just go straight into it, man. Let's talk about a whole game pick. I mean, if I had to pick a side, I'll probably roll with Denver. You can obviously get Denver money line at -135. That's not too bad, I think. Let's see. So if you take a look, this line opened up at +160. Obviously, with all the injuries, it went all the way down -110. Now everyone's pretty much piling on Denver. I think Denver is the side. Obviously, you could do -2.5, -3 at -110. But I think money line, given it's not too juiced up, let's see, -135. Get on DraftKings. Obviously, FanDuel's terrible. Get on DraftKings, -135. I think the Saints are in a free fall, man. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, without Olave, Kamara being hurt, no Derek Carr, I think Denver's defense will give the Saints offensive problems. And even on the offensive side, I think Bo Nix can pretty much step it up, in my opinion. Let's see. And then on the total, let's go back to the total. I think this game, I mean, there's a very low total. Like, I don't care what anyone says. I do think, honestly, this could be maybe a tough game for New Orleans to score. They do take a long time to get their play started. They do run the ball a lot. But we'll see what they end up doing, man. If Denver is able to run it up on them, get some scores on the board, they may have to start throwing the ball. Maybe we'll see how that clock goes. But I do expect a low-scoring affair. Both offenses are somewhat banged up to a certain extent. Saints have had a worse ability to score. Denver obviously is a very good defense. And, we'll see. Even though I said all these great things about Bo Nix, we'll find out. But overall, when you have two struggling offenses and the game total is set so low, I understand where Vegas is coming from, where the books are coming from. I expect, maybe some field goals in this game. I expect some, attacks at the end zone that don't really convert. Both teams have been pretty good at stopping red zone conversion. So this could be a positive. So just to recap, guys, I mean, I do think Denver's going to win this game. Obviously, the public looks to be on them on that one. And then I do expect a lower scoring game, but I probably won't touch that, to be honest. I mean, I could see in a scenario where Denver puts up maybe 20 points and maybe the Saints put like 14, 17 points. I mean, I can see that too. I mean, I don't think that this Denver defense is that impenetrable, but we'll see. I mean, Rattler was still able to get some points on the board against the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks defense is as good as Denver, but honestly, it's a low total for a reason. So I'll honestly probably lean more on the game side. Give me the Broncos, and yeah, man, let's touch that under, but we'll find out. All right, guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys do want to tap in, go hit that pin comment down below, and let's go get them again, bro. Let's go crush them.